Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Rod Brown. I'm excited about this call this morning. Today we are talking about leadership. Again, my name is Rod Brown, and I'm with a company called Once Logics, and we're the makers of ShareNote.com, who is our sponsor. Today we're talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's leadership. These calls are designed to last only about 15 minutes. And they're only going to last 15 minutes, and we're going to get them started at 6 o'clock, and we're going to be very, very mindful of your time. So we're really, really excited to bring you this call. Just some housekeeping things. If you have questions, we're going to use Twitter. We're going to blow Twitter up and use Twitter to ask those questions, to make any comments. My Twitter is at Roderick L. Brown. That's RODERICKL Brown. And please use the hashtag lead or lose. So if you have any questions or comments, and myself and my team will actually respond to those questions and those comments via Twitter. So, again, thank you for joining this morning, and we're going to get started. Again, we're talking about leadership, and, again, that's something that's near and dear to my heart. And there are a lot of lengthy definitions or explanations of what leadership is, and I like to boil it down to one word, and that one word is influence, and you having the ability to influence those that follow you. And again, this call is for anyone in any position of leadership. That could be a mom, that could be a dad, that could be someone over a Boy Scout or Girl Scout troop. Everything, I believe, rises and falls with leadership. And when I say everything, I'm talking about everything. That's in our churches, that's in businesses, that's in our families, in our relationships. So as we move towards our goals, our objectives, leadership is very, very important because, again, leadership is influence. And I even teach kids how to influence or how to lead their parents. So, again, this application of what we're talking about today reaches many different places outside of just organizational leadership. When you tend to think of leadership, mostly we tend to think of organizations. Again, leadership is simply influence. There are certain ways that we can influence. We can influence with what? A carrot, or we can influence with a stick. A great example of people that are very, very effective as leaders are people that run nonprofit organizations, because typically they don't have a carrot, they don't have anything to stick in front of someone to say, hey, if you do this, then you'll get this, because they typically work with volunteers, right? And then that same leader of that nonprofit organization doesn't have a stick that they can beat upside those volunteers' heads, because the volunteers will do what? They'll walk away. So if you want to look for someone to emulate, look for a good nonprofit organization that's being run really, really well, and because that person has the ability to influence volunteers without using a stick or without using a carrot. For the next few weeks, we're going to work on foundational things, right? And because I believe that the foundation is really, really important. And for some of you, you may have strong foundations as it relates to leadership, but then for others that may not be the case. One of the businesses that I'm in is mental health, and the way we help people with mental health is or help them improve their mental health, or help them treat problems that they may have associated with their mental health, is we do an assessment on them. And what that assessment does is it identifies problems. And then from there, we can build a plan of treatment to help them get better. So I'm going to do that today with you guys. We're going to start off with an assessment, because I believe that there are specific qualities that you have to have in order to become an effective leader. So if you have something to write with, I want you to grade yourself on these particular qualities that we're going to go through, and 1 being the lowest, right, and then 10 being the highest or the best as it relates to these qualities in terms of how strong you are in each one of these qualities. And then when you write these things down, share them with someone else, share them with someone that you respect, or someone's opinion that you respect, and let them grade you as well, and to see, what they think of you as a leader, or what they think of you as it relates to different qualities. So we're going to go through those qualities. So let's start off by walking through each one of these really, really quickly. Again, we got 15 minutes, and we're going to respect your time. The first one is character, and the character is basically what you do when nobody is looking. Okay, a very, very important quality to leadership. The next one is, and again, you're rating yourself. So when it comes to character and when it comes to that quality, do you believe you're closer to that of a 1, or do you believe you're closer to that of a 10? Okay, so character is the first one. The next one is charisma, and charisma is basically, your charm, or your when you walk into the room, does the room pause as it relates to your ability to influence, coming from a charismatic standpoint. The next one is your commitment. And how dedicated are you to the cause? How dedicated are you to those that are following you? Okay. The next one is communication. Very, very important. The most important piece of communication is listening, and we're going to go deeper into these at some point in the future. But again, we need to get through each one of these qualities. So, do you rate yourself a 1, 5, or 10, or somewhere in between as it relates to your ability to communicate? Your confidence level. Folks look to you as a leader. They look to you to be competent, and basically competence is just improving your knowledge and your information, and more importantly, your activity around that knowledge and that information. So, how do you know a lot about the position that you're in as it relates to a leader? Do you know a lot about the function that you're responsible for? When your leaders come to you and looking to get knowledge or to get information or to find out what to do as it relates to that subject, are you on point? And can you improve your confidence about that which you are leading folks? Courage. How do you fight, or do you take the route of flight? Because whenever tough times come up, folks look to the leader for courage. And again, we'll go a lot deeper into some of these later, a little bit later. But you're rating yourself. Again, are you closer to a 1, or are you closer to a 10? Discernment. How well do you judge things? Okay, again, we're talking about the qualities to help you become a more effective leader, or the qualities that a good leader possesses. And discernment is one. They have the ability to judge well. Focus, really, really important. Can you focus on or can you put your attention to the main purpose or the primary interest? Or are you distracted easily by different things? Generosity. Are you a giver? One of the key characteristics of that of a leader is a leader has to be the biggest giver in the whole group. The leader has to be the biggest giver in the whole organization. Again, and the different organizations that we talked about earlier include, churches, your businesses, your families, other relationships, organizations. If you are a leader in any capacity, you should be a big giver. Are you a 1, 5, 10, or somewhere in between? Again, you're grading yourself on these different qualities. Initiative. Do you do something independently, or are you constantly prodded? Do you have to be prodded to get things done? Again, a great quality, initiative, and that's doing something independently. You're looking to take action versus looking to have someone to prod you, to push you to action. Listening, again, are you a good listener? Sometimes people listen to defend, but the best way to listen is to listen to understand. Do you listen to understand? Passion. Where's your passion level as it relates to the group of people that you're leading? Passion is that thing that will get you through the tough times. When it makes absolutely no sense for you to continue, that passion, when it's plugged in properly and when it's true and genuine passion, it will get you through the tough times. So as a leader, you should have passion. That definitely should be one of those qualities. And again, what we're doing right now is going through the different qualities of a strong leader, and you're rating yourself on where you believe you stand, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. The next one is a positive attitude. A positive attitude can change the atmosphere. Things can look grim. Things can look like they're at the end of and things can look disastrous. But if you as a leader have a positive attitude, you can actually change the atmosphere and what's going on in that current situation or that circumstance. The next quality of a good leader is having the ability to problem solve. Are you a problem solver? Or how strong are you as it relates to being a problem solver? And this is basically entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs solve problems, period. That's what they do. So how strong are you as it relates to being a problem solver? Relationships. How strong are you with building relationships? How well do you connect, basically? That's what we're saying here. How well do you connect? A strong quality of a good leader is they have the ability to create or to form relationships. Okay? How responsible are you? Is responsibility important to you? Are you accountable to the people that you lead? Are you accountable to those that count on you on a day-to-day basis? Your self-discipline. Again, we're talking about qualities of a strong leader, and we're going through an assessment, and you're rating yourself from 1 to 10. Self-discipline, and that's basically training yourself in accordance with the rules. And the rules are the rules that you create, or the rules are the rules of the situation or circumstance that you're currently in. But the reality is, are you training yourself to act in accordance with the rules? For example, do you have self-discipline about your physical body? Are you doing the things that you need to do on a regular basis to ensure that your health is in order? Okay, again, we're talking about qualities of a strong leader, and we just went over self-discipline. Rate yourself. Are you a 1 in that area, or are you a 10 in that area? Servanthood. Again, the higher you go up as a leader, the more you have to serve. If we're in a room with 100 people, we should easily be able to pick out the leader, because the leader is doing what? They're serving more than others. The leader is the biggest server in any organization. Again, it could be a family, it could be a church, a business, a Boy Scout, Girl Scout troop, a rec center. The leader is the biggest server. Okay? The next one is teachability. How teachable are you? We all need someone in our lives that can mentor us or to teach us, because all we know is what we know, right? So can you receive instruction? How teachable are you? Again, you're rating yourself from 1 to 10. And then vision. Vision is basically imagination. Some people have sight, and, they can see things, but then other people have vision. And I like to think about vision as walking into a dilapidated house. And, one person may walk into that house and say, oh, my God, this is just horrendous. These walls are this, the floor looks terrible, the ceiling is terrible, the appliances are outdated. But then someone else walks in and goes, oh my God, oh my goodness, look at what I can do with this place. Oh, that, I see that as a party area. I see this as a sitting area. I see this, and they just can see beyond the current situation, or they can see beyond the current circumstance. So do you have vision? And then do you offer security? The last quality I want to talk about is security. Do you offer security? Can people believe in you? Can people trust you? Do you provide a secure environment for those that you are leading, or those that you are responsible for leading? So those are the qualities that you should have rated yourself, that you should have. Again, we're doing an assessment right now of where you stand. And I believe we gave you 21 different qualities, and so your score should be anywhere from 21 to 210. And if you did a fair assessment of yourself, you see the things that you should focus on, because all of these are qualities of a strong leader. And I'll just run through them really quickly again, and that's character, your charisma, your commitment, your ability to communicate, your confidence level, how courageous are your courage, your discernment, your focus, your generosity, your ability to take initiative, listening, your passion, having a positive attitude, problem solving, your ability to problem solve, your ability to connect, to establish relationships. How responsible are you? Are you self-disciplined? Self-discipline. Your servanthood, how teachable are you? And do you possess vision, and do you provide a secure atmosphere for those that follow you? Guys, our time is up for this call. Thank you for joining the call again. Please use Twitter. You can tweet me at Roderick L. Brown. Use the hashtag #LeaderLose. If you have questions, if you have comments, or if you have suggestions, please invite others next week. We'll continue building the foundation as it relates to leadership and talking about the things that we need to have in order to create a strong foundation before we get too technical. I want to provide you things that you can take away every single day, practical application that you can apply right here, right now. You got some homework to do, so take a look at those qualities that we just went over. Next week, we're going to talk about ways or things that you can do to improve those qualities that we just talked about. Have a great day. I send you blessings, and we will talk to you again next week.